Hardware and software in this video were provided as part of the MetaQuest Creator Program.
Hey folks, welcome to another VR video. Today I'm checking out the Skinetic vest by Actronika. Now I've owned this vest as a creator's edition for a period of time, but they've added a bunch of new features, so I wanted to check some of those out. This first thing we're going to check out is a demo. This is a non-interactive demo, and as you can see there's kind of a character here shooting at me. This almost like robot friend. It's switched guns now, so it's going to be a different sensation. And I'm sure you can hear some of the effects in the haptic vest. It's got 20 specific sensors in it. Those sensors give different sensations, and it's a different type of sensation than other haptic vests. Shooting from above here, it's kind of cool. So it's very directional, and it's very almost subtle, similar in a lot of ways to what I would equate to a PlayStation 5 DualSense controller versus something like the Nintendo Joy-Cons. I feel like of the haptic vests that I've used, the Woozer vests and the Subtac vests are more bass-driven. The eHaptics vest and this vest, especially this vest right now with the pelting of the raindrops, it actually feels like weight is coming down into the vest right now, which is really cool. Very cool effect. But I feel like this vest in particular has the most accurate sensations. Like, it feels like exactly the part of the body that it's targeting is being targeted, which is really cool. And it's in a manner that, like, that felt like a fireball going through me. It's kind of cool. It sounds like I'm farting every time that it rumbles, though, which is kind of distracting. There it is. Okay. Now, if I were to turn, the directions that it gives the sensation match where my position is. I'm not turning, I'm just using a stationary position right now. But as this wind effect goes through, if I were to turn and pivot my body, it would actually change where the wind is hitting the sensors in the vest, which is really cool. There's a fan behind me blowing right now, which is why it's still impacting me. And the intensity's gone up a bit. One to the side here now. Cool stuff. Alright. So now this one, if I can find it, it's going to shoot lasers at me. Almost like a particle effect. And each one of these feels different as a sensation, which is really cool. Goodbye, robot friend. This is the crazy one. They're gonna drop an atomic bomb. And the sensation's still rumbling as the fallout happens, which is really kind of crazy. So I'm currently using the Audio-to-Haptics mode, which allows the vest, when it hears audio, to activate the 20 sensors. And my favorite game with haptics is Tetris Effect Connected, so we're going to play a little bit of that. And unfortunately, I tested, and you can't hear the vibrations, the sensations that I'm feeling. You can't hear the coils activating in the vest. So just take my word for it. It's a really cool sensation. We're going to go into effects mode. And I'm just going to play a classic score attack. Got the classic Tetris music going. A lot of different ways we could have gone with that. I think I went the wrong way. That's fine. Go here. And I've got kind of an ever-present thump as the music goes, which is really cool. And as the music changes, that vibration sensation changes as well. And every haptic vest I've had has had a different way of dealing with audio. I really like the Audio-to-Haptic that's available in the Skinetic vest. A lot better than the currently available Haptics Audio-to-Haptic. There are multiple profiles with both. The ones with Haptic seem to be more related to like specific user-generated content. Actronika actually went through and made specific profiles. There's like smooth, crunchy defaults. I don't remember what the fourth one is, but there's 4 different profiles. They do all provide slightly different sensations, and I really like them all. I think the one I'm currently using is smooth, and it's just a really cool like accent to the game, as opposed to like detracting from or replacing elements of the game. It's adding to. It's always additive. I really like that, and it becomes almost like not just more of an immersive part of the game, but a vital part of the game. Like I feel like when I play Tetris Effect without a haptic vest like this, that I'm missing something, which is like a part of the game is missing because I'm not using a haptic vest, and that's something that's kind of unheard of in a video game. Now, this works with the game whether it's in VR or outside of VR. It also works with movies. It works with other entertainment properties. So if you're playing, let's say, Call of Duty, for example, or particularly if you're playing a racing game nowadays, games like Assetto Corsa, for example, actually have a way to set up so that you can use an application called SimRig, which is pretty cool. And it basically makes it so you feel the acceleration of the vehicle. Pretty different, a different way to add to your gameplay than just a standard vibration, if you will. The Tetris Effect is definitely, for me, the selling point for any haptic vest. I feel like Skinetic's version of haptic feedback is the one that I prefer for this particular game. And just the method, the Audio-to-Haptics method is so clean compared to messing with drivers or messing with specific mods, things of that nature. Now, if you want to mess with specific mods, there are ways to do that, which I'll get into in just a moment after I play this little bit of Tetris with the vest. There are, at the time that I'm recording this, 6 games that have mods. Arizona Sunshine 1 and 2, Beat Saber, Pistol Whip, Hot Dogs, Horseshoes, Hand Grenades, and Blades of Sorcery. As well as, actually, I forgot, Half-Life Alyx. And the mod that I'll actually show is going to be Half-Life Alyx, because you don't even have to go into the game to experience some of the mods that they've created. And I'd rather not go into a long process of the game and just kind of describe what types of sensations you feel. It's pretty cool. Now, in addition to all of these mods and the different Audio-to-Haptic drivers, things of that nature, Actronika has a tool called Unitouch Studio, where you can build your own haptic sensations for your own product or your own game, or if you wanted to mod a specific game to work with them, or even a specific movie or a specific song. Again, this is not limited to games, it's also not limited to VR, and I'll jump out of VR and just use my Spotify library for a moment and show you that in a little while as well. Like, this works with just about anything. Any form of sound or product that would use sound to trigger haptics, this works great. And I'm probably going to keep playing Tetris for quite a while here, so I'll end it in just a moment here so that we can move on to the next thing. So I've pulled up the Skinetic Hub here for just a moment. This is the tool that allows that Audio-to-Haptics to work. It's also how you would set up wireless on the device or using it over USB or Bluetooth so that you can connect to the Skinetic Vest from your PC or from your VR headset. Right now, for standalone, there's not much that works. There is one demo, the demo that I showed at the beginning of the video, that works on standalone. Everything else is still waiting for development from either external developers or from the Actronika Skinetic team themselves. So we're going to move from smooth here as a preset to crunchy, because I feel like that's best for this particular audio track. I'm going to play just a clip of this song called Back In by DJ Rap. Right now, kind of rumbling in my chest. So in this last bit that I'm going to show you, it's Half-Life Alyx and some of the different commands that you can press. There are 56 different commands that you can actually enable to do triggered patterns in the vest when you're playing Half-Life Alyx. Now, I'm not actually playing the game right now, but let's just fire a grenade at myself. And if you fire a grenade that's not on Zen, it's got a different effect. If you've got your heartbeat, for example, if we do 51 here, it's just a fast heartbeat. If you do 52, that's a medium heartbeat. If you do 53, that's a slow heartbeat. 54 is a cough. 55 is taking a breath. And all of these have different effects. So if we do a health pen use, that feels like a sharp, almost jab, which is kind of crazy. Retrieving your backpack pulls it off of your back. It pulls that effect of it coming off of your back. Default damage. And then if I scroll up, I know there's one. The one that is my absolute favorite is not the kickback of a shotgun, which I'll do next, but the heartbeat when you're dying, which is 35. It's situated over your heart, and it's a sensation that continues for a while. So it's like, you know that it's working. It's just really, really cool. Let's do Death by Shock. Let's see what that feels like. That's quite the death, I'll say that. And we'll do two more effects. Let's do Death by Beam. And then let's do Death by Fall. So all of those effects are in the game. If you play Half-Life Alyx and any of these situations occur, these effects will trigger. And you also can edit the effects using Unitouch Studio. It's fantastic. Now, I've been a fan of Skinetic for quite some time. If you go to their Kickstarter, you'll see I'm right there using a Quest 2 with an older prototype of the Skinetic at CES back in 2023. And, you know, I've used this vest for multiple years at trade shows. I've got one. I've used it for about a year at home. And I feel like this is a product that if you want to add a complement to your immersive content, whether that be VR, whether that be movies, whether that be music, whether that just be videos themselves, whether that be playing a PC game, you've got options with this vest to add immersive sensations across your torso, essentially. Front and back, again, 20 total sensors. It is one of the most comfortable things to wear. It fits pretty much anyone. I'm a pretty big dude, and it fits me fine. Right now, they've got 6 mods, one for Arizona Sunshine 1 and 2, one for Half-Life Alyx that I played some of those effects from, one for Hot Dogs, Horseshoes, and Hand Grenades, one for an older version of Beat Saber, one for Pistol Whip, and one for Blade and Sorcery. And they do all work well. Sim Hub, I've not tried, but if you have racing simulators or War Thunder, for example, which also has a VR mode, or Farming Simulator 25, it looks like, it's compatible with those titles through the SimHub plugin. And they're going to be adding in the near future the ability to actually plug in and use Haptics effects and Haptics drivers and Haptics mods directly with the Actronika Skinetic vest. And just one last bit here. This is Unitouch Studio. You can create a new haptic sequence. You don't need to have the vest to start from scratch. You can do shape-based, so it'll actually go to target the different positions in the vest. You can go to air, you can do left, front, right, or back. You can do vapor. You can do cinematic effects. You can do earth-based effects, like a rock slide. You can do the pattern on the left. Sensation preview. If you hit play here, this would give you the sensation in the vest if I was wearing it, which is really cool. And you can do all of these different effects that are already in here, or you can create your own patterns. So this is a huge library. There's over 200 sensations available for different things like colliding metal or plastic or rubber or wood. So if you were doing a battle with like a tire and you hit somebody with a rubber tire, you could get the sensation of getting hit with a rubber tire. Like there's all kinds of different things built into this software that's plug and play. Like you can test it with the device. Right now I don't have the Skinetic vest connected any longer, but if I did, you'd be able to actually test an energy burst. And directionally, you could select that energy burst to be left, front, right, or back. And you can make it an intense effect or you can make it a less intense effect. It's really cool and it works really easily and really well. If you don't have a device, obviously you can't really test the effects very well, but you can play with them. You can create. So if you are a developer and you want to create a mod for a specific game or a specific movie or a specific song or experience, you can use Unitouch Studio even without the vest to target this vest as a product. I'll leave a link to Unitouch Studio and the tutorials for how to get this set up, as well as a link to the Actronika Skinetic Kickstarter in the description of this video. If you're into haptics or you want to add that additional layer of immersion to your VR setup or for watching movies or things of that nature, check out the Kickstarter. I think it's at a price point that's pretty fair for what it offers. I will be back with more content soon. Until next time, get out there and enjoy some VR, AR, gaming, music, movies, or haptics for yourself. And I'll see you next time. Bye bye now.